Come on, man.
Today, the top prospects go under the microscope again in front of some of the critical eyes of the NBA decision makers. And welcome everyone inside the Quest Multisport Gym here in Chicago, Illinois. And a couple of Celtics, one past, one present. Larry Bird, former player and Hall of Famer for the Celtics, president of the Pacers, trying to get his team back into the playoff picture. And Brad Stevens, the head coach of the Boston Celtics, a surprise playoff team this year, continuing to rebuild. Behind us, getting warmed up, doing shooting drills and getting ready for the first scrimmage of the day, the first of two 40-minute scrimmages. And when we come back on the other side, we'll get more from Andy. Stick around. There, number 85, Mohamedou Jatay, Fran, one of our intriguing international players that had a double-double yesterday.
And he's a guy that you...
Interesting thing about Rozier is he's got to understand and still score, and that's a little
point guard. That's not something he did at Louisville. And I hope
you'll see a lot of that. Back out. Rozier.
That's good right there.
Connaughton with a clean look from downtown. Yeah. That's what he does. Connaughton yesterday had 6 points, shot 2 of 4 from downtown, and has already knocked down a couple of threes here early in this scrimmage. Here's the first one.
Most impressively is the way Rozier delivers the ball. Now watch Connaughton now. I talked to him before the game. I said, Pat, how you doing? He goes, I'm living the dream. And if this guy can make these shots with the athleticism we know he has, this is a good sign, Seth.
And Terry Rozier makes two good decisions. He lets the play develop. Connaughton reads bump up. But how about his measurables? I mean, this was ridiculous. I know you guys expected to see that 44-inch vertical, especially you, Jones. You predicted it at breakfast. But I mean, this guy is a big-time athlete. He's physically strong. More athletic than Joe Harris?
I think he's more athletic. I do.
Can you put it on the floor like Joe Harris?
No, you know, they're both kind of similar. But if you're Pat Connaughton, you go to school on a guy like former Virginia star Joe Harris, who does similar things. And Jeff, you're a Boston guy. The way he's played and the athleticism, no shocker to me.
No shocker at all. No, Pat Connaughton, hey, listen, he told me before that it wasn't a big shock to him to get to 44 in the vertical. He was used to getting 42s, had a good day, surprised a lot of people here who did not think he'd come out over Michael Qualls and J.P. Tokido. Like, these guys are high-level athletes. Connaughton's a very good athlete who's become a great shooter. And the key with Connaughton now is he's a fourth-round draft pick of the Baltimore Orioles, throws 97, and will he take a shot at maybe the NBA, or if somebody drafts him in the second round, does he use it as leverage to try to get more money out of Dan Duquette and the Orioles?
You're looking at Dakari Johnson.
Pitching a shutout then, huh?
Yeah, 6 points on a couple of
only gets 6 innings.
You know, Chad Ford's got Connaughton in the 70s, and I've talked to teams, watched the kid on tape. I got him as an early second-round pick, so now he's got to get stripped there.
By the time he turned it over, and a foul committed on the run-out. That's Brandon Dawson out of Michigan State. He's going to go to the free throw line for a pair. Dawson averaged 12 and 9 this year for the Spartans. Yesterday, getting the support of his head coach, Tom Izzo, who was in attendance.
Seth, you said it with Justice Winslow, with the fact that he played the 4 and was such a great matchup for him. Connaughton was similar. I mean, he played the 4 for Notre Dame, was able to step out and really cause problems. How much did that help him in college? And how much, obviously, does he have to make a transition?
Well, the way they played, a 4-3-2, they were all the same because they were playing 4 around 1, spreading the court. And I think what helped him is playing for Mike Bray. Right, you've got to be a basketball player. You've got to be able to read screens. You've got to be able to play in space. You've got to be able to attack the basket. The one thing that transfers to that jumping ability, he was a big-time rebounder at the college level, and he has the toughness to defend multiple positions, shorten the clock on the switch. And he's one of the toughest guys that's here right now, and that's going to transfer to the next level.
Because he's from Boston, Seth.
Pettaway back out.
Wait a second, you're from Boston. You're not that tough. Come on.
Pettaway, tough pass inside, right to the right guy. And Connaughton couldn't cash. Nance Jr.
Talk like guys discard him. And the reality is it takes time. There's a process to get to the level you need to get to.
Andy with a special guest.
All right, thank you, Mark. I'm joined by Kansas's Cliff Alexander, and Cliff...
Option, and he struggled. Now, can he shoot it? No doubt about it. but he would have to be a fit because of his ability to make shots, of his athleticism. What do you think?
Connaughton with the floater inside.
No.
I set you up on that.
Someone we're going to see tonight on ESPN at the Grizzlies and Golden State game, Draymond Green, an undersized 4 who is like a utility guy for the Golden State
And
Warriors.
I think in Winslow,
Hard as anyone in the country, you talk about transferable skill.
Asking you to try to get to know you a little bit.
Just more personal questions, you know, how I grew up, how I became starting to play basketball, stuff about.
Takes it all the way into the paint. A whistle and a foul as we go back to Andy.
All right, thank you, Mark. I am joined by Justice Winslow, as you said, and Quinn Cook over our shoulder. You were just catching a few possessions of Cook. You know, he's out here trying to make the NBA. Was probably a couple years ago not expected to be an NBA-type player. What has he done to transition his game?
He's really just became a great leader. You know, this past year, we had a lot of young guys on the team at Duke, and he did a great job of, you know, leading us. But specifically on the court, you know, he did a great job of getting to the basket and finishing over a lot of, you know, bigger opponents with floaters and different shots like that.
How much did winning the national championship and erasing that 9-point Wisconsin lead affect your decision?
A good amount. You know, coming into college career, you know, I had goals and expectations, things I wanted to get accomplished, you know, as a team and individually. And the impact, you know, just put me out there and I'll get it done.
But in what way are you most effective?
You know, defense.
I had a lot of fun with all of you guys. It's been a great day to watch some great basketball.
We're going to break that story later. Timeout as the first of 2 scrimmages comes to a conclusion. We've seen some drills today as the guys continue to try and impress the representatives, general managers from the 30 different NBA teams, and Pat Connaughton has been one of the guys that over the last couple of days have really jumped off the page at us.
well, you know, coming in, we had him pretty high. You know, a lot of people didn't, but he can shoot the ball well. He shows he's an athlete. And, you know, what a great kid. You know, out of Boston, had a great career. And I mentioned to you guys earlier, he feels like he's living the dream here. And Andy Katz has told us that if he had a preferred sport, he'd love to play in the NBA, even though he's with the Baltimore Orioles organization right now.
And his measurables were off the charts. I mean, much more athletic than people realized. 44-inch vertical, and he's got a physical toughness about him.
Connaughton led everybody in the vertical leap category, second most all time. As we turn our attention now back to the last half. Hunter in.
And a couple guys, you know, we talked Pat Connaughton with the jumping, you know, in the vertical jump.
44 inches.
And we knew he had a good slider and fastball. We knew he could shoot the 3.
It's up to 99 miles per hour now, right? For
I think it's 101
consistently.
Connaughton out of Notre Dame, and this was what he did yesterday in the max vert, the second highest jump all time.
You know, he learned to jump. His dad said go outside and start jumping.
Well, yeah, he started working on it. So he looked at J.J. Watt's workout video and did some of the box jumps and got a little faster, jumped a little higher, and speaks to his work ethic.
Saw Fran this morning in the weight room doing those box jumps. Trying to make
Not helping me. You know, but he's got a little bit of Danny Green in him, a guy that can make shots. And again, role players are at a premium in the league. The vast majority are role players, and that's what these teams are looking for.
8.7 seconds to
I love Walter.